There is no rules and regulations pertaining to that in this act. So I want to point it out one big misconception about the security deposit, that we couldn't do anything then. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a bit different. That is, I have a story to share. One that involves being chased out from my previous apartment. I know some of you have asked me that I haven't clearly stated the reasons in my previous video. So that's what I'm gonna do in this video. And the second thing that I'm gonna talk about is the importance of Tenancy Act of Bhutan. And the third one is, I think you all can relate, the struggles of finding an apartment in Thimphu. Just few weeks ago, I found myself in a situation I never imagined. Like I never saw it coming. That is being chased out from my previous apartment. That was my favorite apartment, to be honest. It all started one evening when I received an unexpected call from my sister. We were handed an eviction notice. No warnings, no prior discussions, just a eviction notice saying that we need to empty that apartment within 1 month. And we felt blindsided, confused, and angry. And I was like, why is this happening to us? Why does this have to happen to us? And to be honest, logically thinking, this is where the Tenancy Act of Bhutan comes into play. This one, the one that you see right in my hand, that is Tenancy Rules and Regulations of Kingdom of Bhutan 2018. This is the latest revised one. This is where this comes into play. Many of us, including myself, doesn't know the protection this act provides. So I'm here to shower you with all my knowledge. In Bhutan, renting an apartment is a very straightforward process, but it comes with its own set of challenges, just like mine. One of the most critical yet overlooked aspects is the Tenancy Act of Bhutan. That is, the tenancy agreement. A tenancy agreement is a legally binding contract between a landlord and a tenant, outlining the terms and conditions of the rental arrangement. But did you know that many Bhutanese tenants don't sign a formal contract agreement, just like me? According to Tenancy Rules and Regulations of Bhutan, a proper tenancy agreement shall include and not limited to the following 11 list: the full name and contract address of the parties, details of the rental unit or land lease, the date of the tenancy agreement, the date of commencement of the tenancy, duration of the tenancy, security deposit paid, the purpose of tenancy, the rent payable, the frequency of the rent payments, a list of any chattels provided by the owner, any other specifically prohibited or permitted activity on the property by the owner, and a completed entry condition inspection. But why don't most Bhutanese tenants sign a formal contract? Well, there are two main reasons to that. Due to the lack of knowledge and due to the casual approach towards the tenancy agreement. In my case, I've never signed any tenancy agreement with my previous landlords because we basically trusted each other. So when we were given an eviction notice of less than a month, we didn't have any legal tenancy agreement to take it on. We couldn't do anything than to simply comply with the landlord. I also want to point it out the common misconception we all have, that is 2 months eviction notice period to be given to us by the landlord. There is no rules and regulations pertaining to that in this act. I have read all the documents and there is no rules regarding that. So it's all a big misconception. But I want to tell you that the length of the notice period can vary depending upon the terms and conditions reflected in your tenancy agreement. There is, however, the other rule similar to this. Under the section 16 of the Tenancy Rules and Regulations of Bhutan 2018 states that all tenancies entered into shall be for a period as agreed between the owner and the tenant and as specified in the tenancy agreement. This section emphasizes that the duration of the tenancy is mutually agreed upon and is specified in the written agreement between the landlord and the tenant. So if you and your landlord can come into a common understanding about the duration of your tenancy, then your landlord cannot just chase you out like me. So the main reason why we were chased out from the previous apartment is because our previous landlord was selling apartments, which to our surprise was the apartment that we were living in. Of course, I wouldn't blame them for selling their apartments since it is their property only, but due to the short eviction notice period, that is 1 month, it has affected us. It didn't affect them, but it has affected us because 1 month is too short to find an apartment within our budget line, and moreover it was so financially straining for us. And also I want to point it out one big misconception about the security deposit. That is, we do not need to pay the security deposit of 2 months rent. I know many people out there, and even me, have paid the security deposit of 2 months in the past, but it is clearly stated in this act under section 40 that the owner shall not do any of the following: require or accept more than one security deposit in respect of a tenancy agreement. So it's simple, it's a single deposit rule. When the tenant enters into the tenancy agreement, the landlord can request only one security deposit. And to be honest, I really like this rule because it ensures fair practice in the rental market by preventing the landlords from demanding excessive upfront payments, which could be financially straining for tenants. And coming back to the main point, I was gonna say that due to my experience, due to 1 month eviction notice period, I have come to a realization that tenancy agreement is very important. We could have discussed terms and conditions before entering my previous apartments, and all this chaos of apartment hunting struggles and my financial struggles could have been saved. For tenants, understanding and signing the tenancy agreement is a step towards securing a peaceful and protected living situation. For landlords, it provides clear framework to manage their properties responsibly. So the next time you rent a property, make sure to have a tenancy agreement in place, because it is not just a piece of paper, it is your protection and your peace of mind. Apartment hunting is the worst. It is more worse for someone who is just given 1 month notice to move out. We searched for weeks and weeks, scrolling through endless listing on Facebook, and for the most of the nights, me and my sister used to reach home only at 9 p.m. at night. And even I took my chance to search for the house during my recess time. And we didn't find a good house till then, because most of the owners, they don't just pick up their call. Or the most frustrating part was that the house that were really good and that we barely found out was booked within 30 minutes. When we do manage to get a pre-booking tour, the houses were either out of my budget line or the houses isn't well built. In some apartment, everything is great. There is plenty of sunlight, big windows, and spacious bedrooms, good. But the problem was it was out of my budget line. It was either out of my budget line or it was either too far for me. And some of the apartments were really good. It was really spacious bedroom, very good balcony, and also the prices were reasonable, and also it was nearby my office. But the problem is that you just find a huge pillar in the middle of the room that goes straight through the ceiling. You know, in that pillar space, I could fit one huge table. And there were some apartments where the rooms were too small to even fit a bed and a wardrobe. And there were some apartments where there were stains on the ceiling and on the walls, and there was dust coming from every direction, and it was too dark that even an entity could live in such places. Over like
Oh my god, I can't.
too like suffocating.
Light पनि थिएन नि.
And I don't know how some of these landlords expect us to pay 15,000, 16,000, 20,000 to live in such places. And yes, let's not forget about the scams. I almost fell for one. The landlord wanted, I don't know whether it was landlord or a scammer, they wanted me to wire them money so that I could secure the apartment, which we all know that there is so many incidents happening around our country. So be smart, don't fall for scams. Don't deposit your security until you have signed tenancy agreement. Oh, and the sitting room, you know. master, energy master. This is toilet. Which one is it? End of the month, but
Finally, guys, we have finished like carrying the stuff from the previous house till here, but still there are many things to be done, like cleaning the windows, arranging the stuffs and all. And right now I'm having a little fun with this ice cream. What's the flavor? Vanilla. Take care.
What should I do? I'll just pick this one.
Pick me up.
What should I do now? Got work now.
I need help.
La la la. I'll just walk here. I'll walk again. I'll just walk one more time.
satisfying scrub. The bedroom, and you're gonna clean that again. Yeah. You're watching for the first time in your life. And this is the color of the water after mopping my room. Very black. Today is Friday and it's been 5 days since we shifted in this house. We have finished arranging all the stuff in the kitchen and in the living room and also in the balcony, except for my bedroom. I didn't finish arranging all the stuff. It looks so messy right now. And then I'm going to arrange all the stuff and clean my room once again. So these are the stuffs in my room. It's all messy.
Winter is around July, September, October, November. around 3 months away, so I'm gonna store all my winter clothes in this laundry bag due to limited space. So unfortunately, this laundry bag got torn while shifting the house. So I have to throw this. Sadly, my 300 Newton is lost. You want this? Newton is happy. I know the top of my wardrobe looks so messy, but I'm planning to buy another laundry bag, a very strong laundry bag, and I'm gonna put all these blankets in that laundry bag. I really wish there was like a small storeroom to keep all these stuffs.